This document that you're looking at here has saved me hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars on copywriting. What I'm going to run through today is the ChatGPT prompts that I use for email marketing, specifically for the welcome series flow, the abandoned checkout flow, the browse abandoned flow, the post-purchase thank you flow, the fulfilled order flow, and the win back flow. Now in this document here, which you can have, you just have to check out the section below. It's currently on a pay what you wish plan. That may change, but you can click the Stripe link. It'll take you to the payment page, pay whatever you want, whatever you can afford. You'll have access to this board after that. Now, quick note, I'm not going to explain the logic of these flows right here. You can actually find that further in the document right here. So there's a YouTube video explaining the logic of every single one of these automations, why we do what we do, why we structure them the way we structure them. But in this video, I'm going to run through the process of using ChatGPT and using these prompts that I've created to script the emails. So let's get into it. We're going to start with the welcome series, okay? And we're going to start with priming the actual GPT. So I'm going to create a new GPT here, and I've given you the steps. So prompt number 1. This chat is for the company, and we're going to do this. We're going to use Nike as our client. Now, they're not my client, but it would be pretty sick if they were. So we're going to take that URL. This chat is for the company, Nike.com. Press enter. Cool. As you can see here, it's given us a name for Nike company discussion. Awesome. Step number 2. I will ask you to script email marketing messages for the company mentioned above to ensure the emails are factually correct, informative, capture the company's tone. And to capture the company's tone, you should know detailed information about the product/services, our target audience, our brand voice. Now you can describe the tone if you wish, but I actually like ChatGPT to find it for me. So I go ahead and copy that in, and then I replace the insert link with Nike.com. Boom, or Nike, whatever you want to say. There you go. So now it starts listing out the products and services, the brand voice, target audience. Cool. So really basic, that's that. Prompt 3. Please explore the above website to find information on top selling products, customer reviews, any current promotions or special offers, our latest blog posts and educational resources, and I give them the link once again to learn this. So we go there, pop that in, check it out. Cool. So now it's going to do that. Now Nike's a pretty massive site, and as you can see here, it has sub-sites. So maybe Nike wasn't the best one for us to do, but we're going to run with it anyway, okay? Ideally, if you're using this, you're probably using it for a smaller website that isn't one of the largest companies in the world, but you get the right idea, right? As you can see here, it's pulling in top-selling products, customer reviews, current promotions, latest blog posts, right? So it has that. Now we capture prompt 4. This is just a stopgap, right? This just says, are you sure all the information is accurate and up to date? I like to ask this just to make sure. Sometimes it gets it wrong, and this just kind of like quality checks it a little bit. That's what I've noticed. Now I really want to stress, this document and these ChatGPT prompts are not meant to replace copywriters as a whole. They're supposed to make their job a hell of a lot easier. It's a lot easier to get this version of copy done and get version 1 done and then have your copywriter go over it and edit the copy rather than get them to write it from scratch. And that's how I save so much money. So then we have the next prompt. Great, now I want you to start scripting emails based on the prompts I give using the information above. Please ensure the emails include subject line, preview text, header image text, body copy, and we've given a little description for each of those sections there. And then also, when you're writing these emails, please ensure that you use Klaviyo's dynamic codes if you are using any. Really important. This has been formatted for Klaviyo. There's a few little tweaks which you'll see in the prompts that you need to make yourself if you are using a different platform. And the reason I mentioned Klaviyo to ChatGPT is because I do want it to pull in dynamic codes, but I want them to be formatted for Klaviyo as a platform. I don't want them to be formatted for like a generic MailChimp or something like that. I want them formatted for Klaviyo. I also say, remember, these emails should educate and provide value to the reader while aligning with the notes that I give you. And I basically reiterate the tone of voice that it has, and then I ask it to confirm it understands before it proceeds. Really important you do that. I like to make sure it understands before it goes on to the next steps. So we press enter. It says it understands. Fantastic. Now keep in mind we're using 4.0 mini. Things kind of change a little bit based on the ChatGPT that you're using, but for this case, this works pretty well. Cool. So now we have our GPT primed and ready to go. As you can see here, we have prompts for every single email within these flows. Now keep in mind, these emails and the prompts have been formatted according to what we have here. Okay? So if you're unsure about what we're having here, go into this document, go to the left, and once again, you can have access to this document by clicking the link in this description and go ahead and pull this in. Okay? So, email 1. I just ensure that it leverages all the information provided earlier, and I make sure it captures the same tone of voice, and then I introduce the offer to the reader with a special discount, and we insert the discount code because this is the first email in the welcome series. Now you can literally copy this, chuck it in, right? And say here, introduce the offer, introduce and offer the reader a special discount. So let's just say it's welcome 10 for 10% on their first purchase. And then we highlight best-selling collections. Now keep in mind, we asked GPT to find those best-selling collections for us. So here we go. So we take those. Now, not all of your clients' websites are going to be able to pull this in, so you might actually have to insert manually the collections and the value proposition. But there you go. So even with those weird brackets, it's not really going to matter. Unique proposition and mission, emphasize any warranties, all that good stuff, additional guidelines, and then we obviously give it the texts that we want it to write. So subject line, preview text, header image, body copy. Let's see what it gives us. This is version 1 of the Welcome Series email. Now I want to stress, this is not going to be perfect, right? This is going to get us to V1, and then from there, we can then iterate and make it a little bit better. It just saves you a lot of time on having to get the copywriter to script it from scratch. And take a look at this. This is decent, right? Hello, welcome to the Night community. We're thrilled to have you here to kick your journey off with us. We're excited to offer you a special Welcome 10 discount for 10% off your first purchase. Then we have our best-selling collections, a little bit of a description about them, right there, and you literally just copy this, pass it to your designer, or you build this into a template, and you're good to go. Each one of these prompts has been written according to that exact same structure, with the highlighted section being what you want to replace it with. So, as you can see here, these are built off of these here. If you don't like the structure of these emails, totally fine. All you have to do is take this email, change the primary focus and the secondary call to action for each of these emails. And that allows you to fully customize what the email talks about, right? So for example, here, highlight best-selling items from insert link. If you're like, actually, I don't want to highlight best-selling items. Instead, I want to tell our brand story. So just say, primary focus, we want to tell our brand story, highlighting these key things within that. And you have all that. And then obviously, if you want to reiterate the exclusive discount code, you can do that right here. And you have the additional guidelines, the email structure right down there. Nice and easy. We've done this literally for every single one of these flows. So the welcome series, the abandoned checkout, the browse abandon, the post-purchase thank you, the fulfilled order, and the win-back flow. Everything has been dialed in so that you can customize it should you wish. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know. Check this out and subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the newsletter, bunch of cool stuff, and get the board. It's well worth it. Thanks, guys, and smash that like button, I guess.